What does every buyer, every seller, every lender, and every realtor wish they had? A crystal ball. Do you want to know what mine says? Stay tuned. I'm going to tell you. All right, everybody knows there's no such thing as a crystal ball. None of us have a crystal ball. We don't know where the market's going to be in a year or 2 years or 5 years. Nobody knows. What we do know is that there will be between 800 and 1,000 real estate transactions in the city of Laguna Niguel in 2022. With all the challenges that we have, there will be that many real estate transactions because people want to buy and people need to sell. Having said that, our job as professionals is to figure out a way, creative if need be, but figure out ways where we can get buyers and sellers closer to a deal. Typically, that's reflected in the buyer's mortgage payment, the monthly mortgage payment that you're going to have to make if you buy a property. I'm going to give you a scenario where we use creativity to reduce the monthly payment. 100% legitimate, 100% legal, 100% acceptable by lenders in the market today. It's just a matter of thinking a little bit outside the box. I'm going to leave the numbers up on the screen so you can follow the scenario and understand exactly what's going on. Let's take the example of a purchase price $895,000. Nothing is going to change with that. The purchase price for the seller selling the property is $895,000. What we're going to do with motivated sellers today, because let's agree, the sellers today are more motivated than they were in the beginning of the year with lower interest rates. Lower interest rates were very, very conducive to buyers continuing to buy at exorbitant prices. People were offering at $895,000, sometimes $25,000, $50,000, $75,000 over the asking price. Sellers' motivation is definitely different today. Sellers are more motivated, and we're actually negotiating with sellers, typically in the reduction of a price. But let's talk about a different strategy where it costs the seller a fraction of what it would be to lower the price of a property. The percentage is actually about a fourth of what it would cost. Here's the example I'm going to give you, and I'm going to leave the numbers up on the screen so that you can follow the scenario. Purchase price to be $895,000. That's not going to change. That's what the property will sell for. The buyer has 20% down or $179,000, leaving a loan amount of $716,000. None of that is going to change. The interest rate is 6.375, about average for a borrower today in our marketplace with that loan amount. This would be a monthly payment of $4,466.91. Every month, that's what the buyer has to come up with for principal and interest only. I'm going to use the scenario of a 3-point buy down, where the seller is actually going to pay for the buy down. It is, again, significantly less expensive than reducing the price of a property. And here's how the illustration will unfold. 1 percentage point is a percentage point of the loan. Remember, the loan amount is $716,000. 1 point would be $7,160. The scenario that I'm going to ask for in our negotiation is for the seller to pay 3 points or $21,480. Seems like a lot of money, but to achieve the same monthly payment, that same seller would have had to reduce the price $102,811. $102,811 price reduction to equal the same payment for the buyer. So here's how it works. The seller actually pays the lender that fee of $21,480 for a loan reduction of 3 points. That brings the monthly payment down to $3,953.78. $513 less each month for the buyer to pay the mortgage. Over the course of 1 year, that would be $6,156. In 4 short years, we're talking about nearly $25,000 in mortgage payment savings for the buyer, where the seller was negotiated to pay for that. Significantly less money than reducing the price. The seller is able to sell in our scenario at $895,000, which is the price that they're okay with. We were able to leverage negotiating skills and ask the buyer to receive $21,000 from the seller. This is known as a 3-point buy down, totally legal, totally acceptable by lenders. It's what creative agents and people willing to think outside of the box are doing to put transactions together in our real estate market today. This is just one example of one strategy that we're using to get buyers and sellers closer to a deal. My job as a professional is to make things work. If a buyer would like to buy a property, I will figure out a way to get into the property where everybody is happy. I will continue to provide this type of information. Please subscribe, please like, please comment. I love helping people. If you're thinking of buying or selling in Laguna Niguel, please reach out and leave my number on the screen, 949-584-4466. Please give me a call. Please text me. I'd love to hear from you. Randy Orr with Berkshire Hathaway, changing lives one home at a time.